I talk to so many people over 50 who are doing everything right, exercising, drinking water, but they still feel like their body is fighting against them. Often, the missing piece isn't adding more nutrition, it's removing these 7 specific foods that are wreaking havoc on your metabolism. Why this happens? Here's something that might surprise you. Some of the foods sitting in your kitchen right now, foods you've eaten for decades without giving them a second thought, could be quietly working against the things you care about most after 50. Your energy, your heart, your memory, even how many healthy years you have ahead of you. This isn't about fear. It's about awareness. Here's what most people don't know. Your body at 55 does not process food the same way it did at 25, or even at 40. Metabolism naturally slows down. Blood vessels become a little less flexible. Digestion takes longer. And the immune system tends to run in a slightly higher state of background inflammation. So foods that may have caused no noticeable problems decades ago can now have a much bigger impact on blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, brain function, and even how well you sleep. Research suggests that small dietary adjustments after 50 can make a meaningful difference in long-term health and quality of life. Today, we're going to walk through 7 foods that doctors and nutrition experts often recommend cutting back on after 50, and more importantly, what you can enjoy instead, so you never feel like you're being punished. Stick around until the end, because the last one surprises almost everyone. Processed and deli meats. Let's start with something many people eat almost every single day without realizing it. Processed and deli meats. Think bacon, sausage, hot dogs, and sliced lunch meats. These foods are often high in sodium and contain preservatives called nitrates, which are added to extend shelf life and improve color. Warning: studies have found a connection between regular consumption of processed meats and an increased risk of heart disease and elevated blood pressure. Here's where things get interesting. As we age, our blood vessels naturally become a little stiffer. Adding extra sodium and preservatives on top of that can make it harder for the body to keep blood pressure in a healthy range. The good news? You don't have to give up sandwiches or breakfast favorites forever. Many nutrition experts suggest swapping deli meats for freshly roasted turkey, grilled chicken, or baked salmon, foods that deliver protein without the added sodium load. Food number 2, sugary drinks. Now let's talk about something that quietly adds up over the course of a day: sugary drinks. This includes regular soda, sweetened iced teas, and even some fruit juices that seem healthy on the surface. Important: here's what most people don't know. A single can of soda can contain close to 40 grams of sugar, and your body absorbs that sugar almost instantly, causing a rapid spike in blood sugar followed by a crash. Research suggests that regularly drinking sugary beverages is linked to a higher risk of type 2 diabetes, weight gain around the midsection, and increased strain on the liver over time. And that's not all. These blood sugar spikes can also affect energy levels, often leaving people feeling tired or foggy just an hour or 2 after drinking something sweet. The simple fix? Sparkling water with a splash of citrus, unsweetened herbal teas, or water infused with cucumber and mint can satisfy that craving for something refreshing, without the sugar roller coaster. Food number 3, fried foods. Fried foods are comfort food for a lot of people. French fries, fried chicken, donuts, they're hard to resist. But after 50, your digestive system may start sending you signals that something needs to change. Surprising, as we age, the digestive process naturally slows down, and the gallbladder and liver may have a harder time processing large amounts of fat at once. Experts believe that frequent consumption of fried foods, especially those fried in reused oils, may contribute to increased inflammation throughout the body, which has been linked to joint discomfort, fatigue, and cardiovascular strain. This is where things get interesting. The issue isn't necessarily fat itself. Healthy fats are important for brain function and hormone balance. The concern is specifically with the high heat, oxidized oils, and excess sodium that often come with deep frying. A simple swap many people enjoy is air frying or oven baking favorite foods. You get that satisfying crunch, with significantly less of the inflammatory load. Food number 4, white bread and refined carbs. Next up is one that catches a lot of people off guard: white bread, white rice, and other refined carbohydrates. Important, these foods have had most of their fiber stripped away during processing. And fiber plays a crucial role in slowing down digestion, feeding healthy gut bacteria, and keeping blood sugar steady. Here's what most people don't know. Without that fiber, refined carbs are broken down into sugar almost as quickly as candy is. This can cause the same blood sugar spikes we talked about with sugary drinks, followed by hunger again just a short time later. Studies have found that diets high in refined carbohydrates may be associated with increased belly fat, lower energy levels, and a higher risk of insulin resistance, especially in adults over 50. The good news is that this is one of the easiest swaps to make. Choosing whole grain bread, brown rice, oats, or quinoa provides the same comfort and satisfaction, but with fiber that supports digestion, gut health, and steady energy throughout the day. Food number 5 and food number 6: added sugar and high-sodium packaged foods. Now let's talk about two foods that often hide in plain sight: added sugar and high-sodium packaged foods. Let's start with sugar. We're not just talking about candy and desserts. Added sugar is found in salad dressings, sauces, flavored yogurts, and even bread. Warning: research suggests that high sugar intake over time may contribute to inflammation that affects not just the body, but also the brain, with some studies linking diets high in added sugar to changes in memory and focus. And that's not all. Let's talk about sodium hiding in canned soups, frozen dinners, and packaged snacks. Here's the surprising part. A single serving of some canned soups can contain over half of the recommended daily sodium limit in just one bowl. As kidney function gradually changes with age, the body may have a harder time clearing excess sodium, which can contribute to fluid retention and elevated blood pressure. The fix for both of these starts with one simple habit: reading nutrition labels. Choosing no added sugar and low sodium versions of everyday foods can make a noticeable difference without changing what you eat. Food number 7: excess alcohol. And now, the one that surprises almost everyone: alcohol. A lot of people enjoy a glass of wine with dinner or a drink on the weekend, and that's not necessarily a problem. But here's what most people don't know about how alcohol affects the body after 50. Important: as we age, the liver processes alcohol more slowly, and the body's water content decreases, which means alcohol can have a stronger and longer-lasting effect than it used to. Experts believe that excess alcohol consumption may interfere with sleep quality, contribute to dehydration, and in some cases, interact with common medications taken later in life. This is where things get interesting. Alcohol can also affect balance and coordination more noticeably with age, which has been linked in some studies to an increased risk of falls. None of this means alcohol has to be eliminated completely for everyone. But many health professionals suggest being mindful of quantity, frequency, and timing, especially in the hours before bed. Practical daily habits and summary. So let's bring this all together. Today we talked about 7 foods that experts often recommend being mindful of after 50: processed and deli meats, sugary drinks, fried foods, white bread and refined carbs, added sugar, high-sodium packaged foods, and excess alcohol. But here's the most important takeaway. This isn't about perfection, and it's not about cutting out everything you enjoy. Small, consistent changes tend to have the biggest impact over time. A few simple habits to start with this week could include drinking a glass of water before meals, choosing whole grains over refined ones when possible, reading just one nutrition label a day, and adding one extra serving of vegetables to your dinner. Your body has carried you through 50, 60, or even 70 wonderful years. It deserves to be supported, not punished, and every small choice you make today is an investment in how you'll feel 5, 10, even 20 years from now. If this video helped you see your plate a little differently, that's exactly what we hope to do here at Senior Nutrition Secrets. We share simple, doctor-informed nutrition tips designed specifically for adults who want more energy, a sharper mind, and a healthier heart, at every stage of life after 50. If you found this helpful, consider subscribing so you don't miss the next video, and let us know in the comments which of these foods surprised you the most. Because the truth is, it's never too late to make a change, and sometimes, the smallest swap today can make the biggest difference tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.